Hello world, welcome to another episode of Pondercast. We've talked to students studying political science, engineering, and all kinds of things. In this episode, we're talking to Brandon Schwing, who is currently studying as an electrician in the United States Air Force. Take a listen. Ready to get started. Here we go. We've got Brandon Schwing with us. And Brandon, when did you graduate from Riley High School?
I graduated year 2017.
2017. And what are you doing now?
I'm currently in the Air Force. Been in the Air Force for about 2.5 years.
And what are you doing in the Air Force? Where are you? Or can you tell us?
Oh, I can tell you guys. So I'm currently an electrician at Cannon Air Force Base. It's in Clovis, New Mexico, middle of nowhere. Not a whole lot to do, but sure enjoy being an electrician.
All right. Well, let's kind of step back in time and talk about Riley for a little bit, and then we'll talk about the Air Force.
All right.
When you were at Riley, what were some of the things that you did, the sports and the clubs?
So when I was at Riley, I basically just did sports. I swam for 4 years. I did baseball for 3, and I was on the track team for 1 year. And I was also part of the band for 3 years.
The marching band, or?
Yes, the marching band.
Did you do the winter band too?
Yeah, I did the whole thing for 3 years. Yep.
Right, because that's what all the band members just do the whole thing all year long. And
yeah,
I don't know when you guys have time. Like, first of all, I always tell people, like, the band does more practices than anybody, and then the swimming team season starts, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The band put the time in all summer long, and then the swimming is morning and afternoon, and you're one of those that did both. I don't know how you did it.
It was very time consuming for sure.
I'm guessing those two things led you to the Air Force. You just don't like to sleep, and it was like basic.
Yeah.
All right. So while you were at Riley, what were some of your favorite classes?
All right. One of the classes I for sure enjoyed, like all 4 years, was definitely the engineering classes. Not because I'm like talking to you or anything, but for sure, it was something different from all the other years of school, like elementary school, middle school. Once you get to high school, you got to kind of choose like kind of what course you want to start going. So I'd say the engineering classes was the top class for me.
Yeah. And the first class I got to meet you in was the digital electronics class. And so you took that class my first year teaching it, and I really enjoyed that class. A lot of hands-on, a lot of wiring. What did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. That's probably why I'm an electrician right now. For sure.
And you're playing with a little bit more high voltage than we did.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you, as an electrician in the Air Force, what are you doing?
So basically, I'm more like doing maintenance on buildings, making sure there's no power outage, trying to keep up on that. In charge of fixing hangar doors, gates, lights, exterior lights, basically everything, doing the whole thing.
What do you think some of the strengths of Riley are?
I'd have to say for sure the magnet program as number one. Some of the sports there is definitely another strength, and then also the teachers there. I honestly liked the teachers while I was there. Had some pretty good teachers there.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you have any? Not trying to like pry on teachers, but like anybody, you could be teachers, could be parents, could be other things. Any inspirations that got you into the Air Force?
I would say, honestly, my biggest inspiration was probably Coach Van Driesche, for sure. He played a big part in my role throughout high school. I was, like you said, swimming was before and after school, so it felt like I was spending 24/7 with him, and yeah, that's probably part of the reason I joined the military.
And the tradition at Riley is swimming.
Yeah.
And you're a big part of that tradition, and Coach Van Driesche is too. What was some of your favorite memories of swimming?
It'd probably have to be senior year, because it was my last year there, and we had a pretty big meet against Penn, and happened to beat them after losing them for 10 years in a row. So that was probably the biggest memory I have. We all jumped in the pool, threw Coach in the pool. It was great.
I remember that. That was awesome. Seeing him jump in the pool, or being thrown in the pool, really. what brought you to Riley? Because you're the oldest of the family, right?
Yes, yes.
And so you had your younger brother went through Riley, and now Brooke is a senior at Riley.
Yeah.
So why in South Bend we can choose what high school we want to go to, and why did you choose Riley?
I think the main thing was the engineering program for sure. Because in middle school they ask you, all right, what kind of like path are you looking towards? And I was honestly split between engineering and accounting, so like the business side. So I was like, is there any way can I do both? And they're like, no, you have to choose one. I was like, all right. So then I started asking around, and Coach Van Dries had a part in it, and then also my dad went to Riley when he was in high school. So he's like, yeah, go Riley. I was like, all right.
Hey,
Yeah.
some people say South Side till you die. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a big family connection to Riley that dates back many, many years. The tradition, it's been brought up.
Oh, absolutely.
What were some of your favorite projects while you were at Riley?
All the projects I loved were definitely in the engineering courses. For sure, digital electronics, doing that birthday circuit board. That was a fun time. I love doing that. And then senior year, doing the final project of trying to design something. Uh, really makes you use your mind and try to gather everything you did over the past 3 to 4 years and try to put it all into works. So I'd have to say those two projects.
Right on. Do you remember what your senior design project was and who you were partnered with?
Yeah, it was magnetic windshield wipers. It was our market was towards like students or anybody that parks outside, and like sometimes in the mornings when you start your car up, you got all this moisture on the inside. So me and Richard Davila, we designed a magnetic windshield wiper to where you could put the have a what was it inside windshield wiper, and it connects to the outside one. Turn it on, clears the inside and outside. You pull it off, and yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was something.
That one slipped my mind. I totally forgot about that one. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Especially because my wife's got an old like beater car she still drives, and like there's so much moisture on the inside that
Yeah.
I need that. If you could design a high school class, now that you've been out a little bit in the real world, what would it be, and what would students do?
Maybe like a money management course or something. Because like once you get out of high school, you might get a job or something, depending on where you go and what you do. You just need to learn how to manage your money and maybe put back some for like a retirement and all that other stuff. That would probably be my guess.
Yeah, some financial planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What do you suggest students get involved with at Riley?
Oh, any or like any activities outside of school for sure. Clubs, sports, even the band, anything to like maybe spend a little extra time around Riley, getting to know people and making connections, and that got me through high school for sure.
So now my students know that I'm doing this, and your sister knows, and your sister was one of these that came up with some of these questions. Students want to know what your most embarrassing moment was in high school.
Shoot, whenever I get asked that question, like, so you're always trying to think, all right, what was embarrassing? What did everybody laugh about? Honestly, I don't think like anybody really laughed, but what I thought was embarrassing was the Spirit Couples Week and dressing up like all funny, like a kindergartner, clown. I don't know. I was kind of embarrassed because like I thought I looked ridiculous, and I don't know. Maybe that's not too embarrassing, but that's the only thing that I can think of as of right now.
Yeah, like stepping out of your comfort zone because you had to, because when the seniors do it, they do it for like the promoting the prom and like trying to get free tickets, right? Like, does the winner get a free ticket with the date or?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's only like 5 couples or 6 couples, and so you're the only ones dressed up for the week, and I could definitely see that.
Yeah, you kind of have to go out of your way and just ask a bunch of people you don't know. Be like, hey, any spare change, anything you can give me, supporting prom and this and that other, and you really gotta go out of your way. And it's like, do I go up to this person? Do I not? Are they just gonna be like, no, just get out of my face or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'd say, I don't know, just dressing up, people just think you're weird.
Do you remember what you dressed up as?
All right, so I think first week was we had to dress up as clowns, or the first day we had to dress up as clowns. Second day, I think it was dress up as a kindergartner, and I looked so funny. I had my shirt tucked in and everything. And then the next day was like old couples or something, so we dressed up as if we were like like a grandma or grandpa, and then we had to dress up as an object. So, oh, that was pretty bad. I was like a M&M bag, and like my arms just like stuck out, and I was just like, I don't know, wobbling around. And then the last day was dress up.
If you could take a time machine back and jump in the DeLorean to the day before you walk into Riley your freshman year, what advice would you give 14-year-old Brandon?
Honestly, I probably should have spent a lot more time on my studies after school because like I was so focused on like hanging out with people, sports, band, and everything. I never really made a whole lot of time to get in my studies. Either that or getting to know your way around the school because it is it's a big school. You got like 4 whole stories and classes everywhere. I don't know. That would
Yeah.
probably be my advice for 14 or 13-year-old me.
I mean, I would say you said trying to concentrate on your studies. You didn't have much time to concentrate on your studies, Brandon. You were involved in everything, and you're
Yeah.
very successful. You're doing well in the Air Force, so
Yeah.
you did something right.
Yeah, maybe if I focused on my studies, I would have gone to college, but at least I'm not paying for college right now, so that's
Yeah,
nice. Getting free college.
I mean, right. I encourage, college is not for everybody, and not everyone can do the military, and you're one that definitely can. And so we're all proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you enjoying the Air Force?
Oh,
Where have you been? What have you been doing in the Air Force?
oh, absolutely. So, yeah, I joined the Air Force right out of high school. First base was basic training. That was in San Antonio, and that was a little rough. But my first tech school was for pararescue, and I stayed in San Antonio for 8 months. So that was really cool seeing Antonio. That was my first experience at getting to know like a group of people real quick and trying to bond and get through the tough courses. The second base I was at was Shepherd Air Force Base for my second tech school as an electrician. Got to explore around there a little bit, and then next thing you know, I'm stationed at Cannon Air Force Base. And at first, I was kind of upset. I was like, it's in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do. But everybody was like, oh, just get out there and travel, get out there and travel. So I was like, all right. So I've been to quite a few places. I've been to, what was it, Panama City, Florida, been to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Albuquerque, Denver, Colorado, Phoenix. Got to go see White Sands Monument or National Park or whatever. So there was a plus sides traveling and obviously free school. I just started up college classes through Purdue University Global, trying to get my degree as an accountant. I might try to change that to electrical engineering. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But I mean, it's free college, free to travel. I'm liking it so far. There's a lot of opportunities, so many opportunities.
I would say if you switch to electrical, you've got a pretty good jump start on everybody else. What advice would you give someone who's thinking about joining the Air Force or getting ready to go to basic?
Make sure you really know well, all right. I guess you don't know, you don't have to know what you want to do, but have a general idea before you go in. Definitely ask people that are in the Air Force or who have served in any branch and try to get like ideas of what people think on what branches they want to do and whatnot. Because when I was going or getting ready to join, I started asking everybody. I was like, "Hey, what do you think of the Air Force?" Like people that have served, and people in the Navy, Army, Marines that are like, "Yeah, if we would have chosen another branch to go to, definitely would have been Air Force." I was like, "All right, that might be the move." So yeah, just get a lot of background information on the military and make sure you know what you want to do.
What's the toughest thing about basic?
Um, Attention to detail. You got to notice every little thing on your uniforms, your bed, folding clothes, cleaning the dorms or whatnot, and stay focused in the classes because it'll be like a final exam at the end of it. So
Nice. All right.
yeah, just get used to people yelling at your face.
What do you think your proudest projects have been, either at Riley or in the Air Force?
I would definitely still have to say it'd have to be from high school, like first chair in band or captain of the swim team or uh, manager at Mancino's. Just learning how to be like a leader and trying to like know people's personalities. I'd say that's my proudest moment, learning how to lead people and get to like learn what the best forms of leadership are and what to do and what not to do.
And that's a great point. What you just said is like everybody has different personalities,
Yeah.
and you've got to
got to figure out a way to connect with them.
Yeah.
In order to lead them. Yeah, for sure. Even in tech school, I was the class leader in tech school and a rope, which essentially means I led everybody in our unit, I would say, and it was pretty tough. Like obviously there's people that were older than me and knew what they were talking about and stuff, but I had to learn how to like adjust and learn how to connect with people, I'd say, in order to lead them.
Thank you so much for doing this. Just kind of in closing, what do you think your definition of success is?
My definition of success, it would have to be being or doing the best at whatever you enjoy. Like, say you really enjoy teaching, go out there, be the best teacher you can be. If you like to swim or do sports, be the best player that you can be with your capabilities. That's what my version of or explanation of a successful person would be, is just being the best and having grit and getting through obstacles and courses to get where you want to be.
And what do you think some next steps for you are? You brought up you're starting some online classes.
Yeah.
Still in the Air Force. What's the next steps for you, Brandon?
Next steps would be continue to roll through these classes, online classes, learning my trait the best I can, and trying to get through this military contract, I'd say.
Right on. Yeah, your sister was really proud. She was saying like how now you can just come home and like fix and wire the whole house. And
Yeah, I'm able to install some lights if you guys need some more lights or something.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
We're so proud of you and all the stuff you've already accomplished.